Military music at Navy Band Great Lakes has a long, rich history. The first musician, a bugler, arrived in 1908 to the then new Naval Training Center, and the band was officially established in 1911 when the first recruits arrived for training. During World War I, the illustrious John Philip Sousa led the band as he trained more than 1,500 musicians for the Navy. Today's members carry on that noble tradition in the spirit of their motto, pride in service. With a wide range of performing ensembles, this talented group of professional military musicians appear in hundreds of parade, concert, school, public, and recruiting performances throughout its 11-state area each year as the Navy's ambassadors to the Midwest. The commander, Naval Service Training Command, Admiral Stephen C. Evans, is proud to present the men and women of Navy Band Great Lakes. The drum major for today's concert is musician Second Class Petty Officer Gregory Lopes. And conducting Navy Band Great Lakes is Senior Chief Musician Daniel Bethel. Another acknowledgement, please, for their outstanding performance this morning. Here is a special announcement for our guests of Graduating Division 939. Your performers will need a few extra moments to return their equipment following the ceremony. After Liberty has been called, we recommend that the guests of Division 939 wait in your bleacher area, and your graduates will join you shortly. Your patience is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Your sailors have not been permitted to smoke during training and are not permitted to do so while on weekend liberty. Regardless of their age, they are also prohibited from driving vehicles or consuming alcohol during liberty. Graduates who violate these rules will have the remainder of their liberty revoked and will incur a setback in training. Please support your graduates in meeting these important requirements so you and the Navy's newest sailors may share in a safe and enjoyable weekend in Chicagoland. Recruit Training Command is a non-smoking facility. We appreciate your cooperation by not smoking while aboard the command today. Due to the large number of graduates and guests at today's ceremony, it is not possible to make individual pages following the Liberty Call. To locate your sailor, we suggest that you simply meet in the center of the drill hall in front of the review stand. The parade of graduates is underway and will arrive at Midway Ceremonial Hall in just a few moments. Please make sure that all personal items are clear of the aisles and the drill deck. Guests in the balcony are reminded that standing along the rail is prohibited for the remainder of the ceremony. We know that your sailors will have many wonderful and amazing stories for you about their boot camp experience. However, at this time, we offer some video evidence that reveals our side of the story.
Good morning. I'm Rear Admiral Stephen Evans, Commander, Naval Service Training Command, and I welcome you to Naval Station Great Lakes and Recruit Training Command for Recruit Graduation. While this occasion is a chance for you to celebrate your loved one's graduation from our Navy's only boot camp, it is also a celebration of your impact on them as well. Throughout our nation's history, the steadfast support of military families has always been a source of inspiration to all who serve. Your sons, daughters, wives, husbands, and friends had other options than volunteering to serve their country. Yet they chose this path. And I join a grateful nation in saying, thank you. None who serve stand alone. And the young men and women who graduate today owe much of their current and future success to family and the outstanding support you provide. I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you who do so much for our Navy family. You are true patriots in so many ways, and your support makes a tremendous difference. You define us, you sustain us, you encourage and reinforce us. So enjoy today's graduation and take pride in this special occasion. I can assure you that this is a day you and our Navy's newest sailors will never forget. Again, my most profound thanks for your support and my most sincere welcome to our Navy family. Welcome aboard.
As the parade of graduates approaches, we salute the states and territories whose sons and daughters will graduate today.
Delaware,
Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
Georgia,
Connecticut, Massachusetts,
Maryland,
South Carolina,
New Hampshire,
Virginia, New York,
North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont,
Kentucky, Tennessee,
Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana,
Mississippi,
Illinois,
Alabama, Maine,
Missouri,
Arkansas, Michigan,
Florida, Texas,
Iowa, Wisconsin,
California, Minnesota,
Oregon, Kansas,
West Virginia, Nevada,
Nebraska,
Colorado, North Dakota,
South Dakota,
Montana,
Washington,
Idaho,
Wyoming, Utah,
Oklahoma,
New Mexico, Arizona,
Alaska,
Hawaii, District of Columbia,
Puerto Rico,
Guam,
American Samoa,
Northern Mariana Islands,
Virgin Islands,
state flags, order, arms. And now we invite you to join the staff of Recruit Training Command in welcoming the graduating divisions with your applause as they enter Midway Ceremonial Hall and are announced in the following order.
Please welcome Division 235. Division 236. Division 237. Division 238. Division 239. Division 240. Division 241. Division 242. Division 243. Division 244. Today's graduating performing unit is Division 939. Division 939 provides the arrival honor staff, honor guard, the recruit review commander, adjutant, and graduates who provide support assignments for today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Thank you. Divisions, right, face, section leaders, fall out and collect outer garments. Divisions, counter, march. Divisions, halt. May I have your attention, please? For the remainder of the review, no one will be permitted to pass in front of the review stand, and we ask this as a courtesy to our reviewing officer. Photography is certainly encouraged, but we ask that you remain seated and off the drill deck. The photographers you will see on deck throughout the review are the official photographers of Recruit Training Command. Division commanders, left or right, face. Parade. Rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Lieutenant Ian DeSoto, Recruit Training Command's Drill Division Officer. I'd like to welcome you to today's Passing Review. Today, you will see 11 divisions comprised of 705 sailors participate in their graduation ceremony and soon join the most powerful Navy in the world. Please draw your attention to the unit position at center deck. There is the review commander and staff. The review commander is responsible for conducting the graduation ceremony. Today's review commander is Seaman Isaac Goodwin from Long Beach, California. Let's give him a hand. Performing today is the Triple Threat Unit on their 6th week of training, the State Flags Unit on their 7th week of training, and graduating is the Staff Unit on their 8th and final week of training. These units are comprised entirely of recruits. During their night of arrival, all recruits are placed in divisions of 88 personnel and assigned their division commanders. Recruit division commanders form the backbone of recruit training and are the key individuals in the life of every recruit. Division commanders must serve as counselors, disciplinarians, administrators, and military leaders. Above all, they must show themselves as outstanding examples of military bearing, appearance, attitude, and behavior. Each division also has a recruit chief petty officer. This is the senior recruit who supervises the divisional staff positions and leads the division in the absence of their division commanders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduating divisions, their division commanders, and recruit chief petty officers. As I introduce each division, they will raise the competitive flags they've earned throughout their training. As I introduce each recruit chief petty officer, the flag representing their home state will also be raised. Please hold your applause until all introductions have been completed. I will be starting from their right. Division 2, 3, 5. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Jake Hobbs. Chief Petty Officer Select Jessica McHarg. Petty Officer First Class Benjamin Thesey. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Erica Alexander from Norfolk, Virginia. Division 2, 3, 6. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Christopher Youngers. Petty Officer First Class Matt Bridgewater. Petty Officer First Class Nilsa Rivera. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Mariah Uribe from Murrieta, California. Division 2, 3, 7. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Ludwig Dierkach. Petty Officer First Class LaShawn Locklear. Petty Officer First Class William Baldwin. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Eric Simonson from Boston, Massachusetts. Division 2, 3, 8. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Moises Tamayo. Petty Officer First Class Nicholas Abbott. Petty Officer First Class Anthony Clarence. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Jolie De Leon from Chino, California. Division 2, 3, 9. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Ryan Lester. Chief Petty Officer Select Brandy Wills. Petty Officer First Class Zachariah Christensen. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Michael Ellison from Landover, Maryland. Division 240. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Demetrius Williams. Petty Officer First Class Delyn Scott. Petty Officer First Class Robert Horvath. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Eric Rodriguez from New Braunfels, Texas. Division 241. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Select Jeremy Watts. Petty Officer First Class Paul Wright. Petty Officer First Class Linda Beck. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Samson Chaco from Irving, Texas. Division 242. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Jessica Shiflett. Petty Officer First Class Kevin Racy. Petty Officer First Class Roger Roselle. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Brian Puga from North Hollywood, California. Division 243. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Kenson Jacques. Petty Officer First Class Marcus Smith. Petty Officer First Class Ian Harris. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Patrick Gall from Frankfort, Illinois. Division 244. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Joseph Gravagol. Petty Officer First Class Noel Diaz. Petty Officer Second Class Joseph Patty. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Yarbrough from Casper, Wyoming. Division 939. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Dmitry Kapkanov. Petty Officer First Class Aaron Kriska. Petty Officer Second Class Amplius County. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Isaac Goodwin from Long Beach, California. On behalf of the commanding officer and staff of Recruit Training Command, we congratulate these division commanders and Recruit Chief Petty Officers on a job well done. In a moment, you will see the ceremonial side boys, bosun, and honor guard take their places for arrival honors. This time-honored tradition is our formal greeting to this morning's reviewing officer. When requested by the announcer, please stand for the arrival honors, marching on of the colors, the national anthem, and the invocation. As a reminder, military guests shall remain covered throughout the entire graduation ceremony. And ladies and gentlemen, one final note. As befitting the importance of this occasion, our ceremony is conducted in a formal manner. However, we do encourage you to participate in today's graduation ceremony by letting your applause show your sailors just how proud of them you are. Once again, welcome aboard.
Divisions! Attention!
Will the guests please rise and remain standing for the arrival of the official party? Recruit Training Command arriving.
Order! Arms!
Deputy Commander, Naval Service Training Command arriving.
Order! Arms!
Director, Strategic System Programs, arriving.
Order! Arms!
The guests may be seated.
Color Guard! Parade the colors!
Will the guests please rise? Hand salute.
retire the colors.
Hand salute. Ready? 2. Chaplain Marcelli will offer this morning's invocation.
Let us pray. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. Eternal Father, we gather before you this morning at this graduation ceremony. And we ask for your blessing upon us as we are united in patriotic zeal. Thank you for bringing us to this day. Continue to send your blessing upon all of us gathered here today, our families, our friends, and loved ones, those who have served our country in the United States Armed Forces. And we commend to your care and your mercy all those who are on deployment, separated from family and friends, and those who have given their lives. Encourage us, Lord, and strengthen us by the knowledge that if God is for us, who can be against us? Amen.
Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm hath bound the restless wave, who bids the mighty ocean deep its own appointed limits keep. Oh, hear us when we cry to thee, for those in peril on the sea. Amen. Amen.
Our guests may be seated. At this point, the commanding officer would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Then, the unit commanders would face about and relay the information to their divisions. Today's events show how orders are passed through the chain of command.
Divisions! Report! Very well. 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 Very well.
Division 039, all present or accounted for, sir.
Very well. All divisions present or accounted for, sir.
Very well.
The Sailor's Creed. Good morning, Captain. I present the graduating divisions. Request permission to commence the review.
Very well. Commence the review.
Aye, aye, sir.
Hooray! Rest!
Sound off!
America.
reporting, sir.
Very well. Good morning. I'm Captain Mike Garrett, Commanding Officer of Recruit Training Command. I welcome you to this morning's recruit graduation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where our Navy heritage meets the future and where these young men and women enter the profession of arms. Division 939 graduates today. They are the staff unit, providing arrival honor staff, honor guard, recruit review commander, adjutant, and support for the ceremony. Please join me in giving them a hand for their outstanding performances. Welcome to our reviewing officer, Vice Admiral Terry Benedict, Director, Strategic Systems Programs. Our guest of honor, Captain William Lintz, Commanding Officer, Center for Information Warfare Training, Captain Lee Newton, Deputy Commander, Naval Service Training Command, and our special guest, Mr. Leif Sigmund Jr., Commodore of the Chicago Yacht Club. I would also like to welcome and recognize the veterans in our audience for their service to our country. Would our veterans please stand? I am pleased to welcome the families and friends of these graduates who have come here today to share in this significant milestone with our newest sailors. The men and women of Recruit Training Command are dedicated to providing the United States Navy basically trained, physically fit, and sharply disciplined sailors like those whom you see before you. They, and others that, like them, serve as the bedrock of our naval forces. They give our Navy its combat edge, and they enable us to help keep this nation secure. These sailors have successfully completed 8 weeks of demanding recruit training. They have recently demonstrated their knowledge and their courage during battle stations. They have earned the right to wear the uniform recognized throughout the world as a symbol of freedom. This training group is ready to graduate and serve in the world's most powerful Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 705 of the newest and sharpest sailors in the United States Navy.
Recruit Training Command's competitive system among individual recruits and divisions promotes teamwork, attention to detail, and pride in accomplishment. Divisions performing above standards throughout their training are awarded recognition flags in the following mission areas: academic achievement, military drill, compartment readiness, and physical fitness. These flags are carried as a visible symbol of the division's success. Each flag indicates that your sailors, individually and as teams, met performance standards in one or more mission areas.
Parade! Rest!
Vice Admiral Benedict will now present this week's individual awards, and he will be joined on the drill deck by our commanding officer, Captain Garrick, Deputy Commander, Naval Service Training Command, Captain Newton, our guest of honor, Captain Lintz, and today's special guest, Mr. Sigmund.
Good morning, Captain. Fireman Goodwin reporting.
It is our pleasure to recognize the review commander for today's ceremony, Fireman Isaac Goodwin, Division 939, from Long Beach, California. Throughout his training, Seaman Goodwin has exhibited great pride in the naval service and has consistently demonstrated his potential as an effective leader. He has maintained a high standard of personal appearance and an excellent display of military bearing and command voice. Congratulations on your outstanding achievement. Well done, sailor. For achieving the highest overall academic score during recruit training, Airman Patrick Nichols, Division 939, from Richmond, Virginia, has earned the Academic Excellence Award, which is sponsored by the Lake Defiance chapter of the Illinois Society of the Sons of the American Revolution. Airman Nichols receives a letter of commendation from the commanding officer. Well done, sailor.
Captain Seaman Fitzgerald reporting.
For having displayed extraordinary qualities best expressing the American spirit of honor, initiative, and loyalty, Seaman Robert Fitzgerald, Division 238, from Murrieta, California, is awarded the Navy League Award, which is sponsored by the Navy League of the United States. Seaman Fitzgerald is presented with a commemorative plaque and a letter of commendation from the commanding officer. Well done, sailor.
Morning, Captain. Airman Curtin reporting.
Airman Joshua Curtin, Division 238, from Altaloma, California, is the winner of the United Service Organization Award for best exemplifying the spirit and intent of the word shipmate. Airman Curtin is given a commemorative plaque from the United Service Organization. Well done, sailor.
Morning, Captain. Morning, Captain. Good morning, Captain. Seaman Yarborough reporting.
Seaman Robert Yarborough, Division 244, from Casper, Wyoming, is the recipient of the Military Order of the World Wars Award of Merit. This award is presented for meritorious performance during recruit training. Seaman Yarborough is presented with a commemorative plaque from the Military Order of the World Wars. Well done, sailor. The Military Officers Association Leadership Award is presented to Seaman Brielle Schultz, Division 235, from South Amboy, New Jersey, for demonstrating exceptional tenacity and professionalism. Seaman Schultz is awarded a letter of commendation from our commanding officer. Well done, sailor. Airman Stephen Eklund, Division 243, from Crystal Lake, Illinois, is the recipient of the Navy Club of the United States of America Military Excellence Award for best exemplifying the qualities of enthusiasm, devotion to duty, military bearing, and teamwork. This award places him at the pinnacle of today's newest sailors. He is awarded a flag letter of commendation. Airman Eklund, the staff of Recruit Training Command, salutes you as the finest of this group of graduates. Well done, sailor.
Morning, Captain. Thank you, sir. Morning, Captain. Thank you, sir. Morning, sir.
Divisions! Attention!
It is appropriate to recognize such outstanding individual accomplishments by these sailors with a round of 3 cheers. The adjutant will lead all graduating divisions in 3 cheers for this morning's award winners.
Hip, hip! Hip, hip! Hip, hip!
I have the distinct pleasure this morning of introducing our reviewing officer, Vice Admiral Terry Benedict. As Director of Strategic Systems Programs, Vice Admiral Benedict and his team direct the end-to-end support of the Navy's strategic weapons systems to include training, systems, equipment, facilities, and personnel. Vice Admiral Benedict graduated from the United States Naval Academy in 1982 with a Bachelor of Science. He also holds a Master of Science in Engineering from the Naval Postgraduate School and a Master's of Business Administration from the University of Phoenix. Vice Admiral Benedict's first assignment was to the USS Harry E. Yarnell. He transferred to the Engineering Duty Officer community in 1985 and reported to Strategic Systems Programs in 1988. His Engineering Duty Officer tours include Engineering Section Head, Missile Branch, Strategic Systems Programs, Systems Engineer, Warfare Architecture Directorate, Naval Sea Systems Command, Trident II, Guidance and Fire Control Branch Head at Strategic Systems Programs, and Executive Assistant to the Commander, Naval Sea Systems Command. Vice Admiral Benedict was assigned as Technical Director, Strategic Systems Programs from 2004 through 2007. His first flag assignment was as Program Executive Officer for Integrated Warfare Systems, Office of the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. Vice Admiral Benedict assumed command as the 13th Director of the Strategic Systems Programs in 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm Recruit Training Command welcome to Vice Admiral Terry Benedict.
Thank you, Captain. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, family members and friends, and most importantly, the graduates, good morning. It is indeed my privilege to be with you here today at your graduation. For more than a century, Naval Station Great Lakes has transformed more than 3 million young men and women into sailors. To those of you standing here today, you are now part of that legacy. Over the past 8 weeks, you have learned that success in achieving your goals never comes easy. The officers, the chiefs, and the petty officers here at Recruit Training Command worked hard to instill in you the core values of honor and courage and commitment. They pushed your mind, your body, and your spirit harder than you could have ever imagined. Though the passage was difficult and may have seemed impossible at times, you demonstrated the power to pull through, stronger, smarter, and more confident than ever before. Each and every one of you should be very proud of what you have achieved. But let me warn you that the real challenge has just begun. As you report to your first duty stations, you must continue to grow in wisdom and skill and confidence. Your country, and very soon your shipmates, will count on you to rise up and conquer the many challenges that you will face each and every day. You will soon have the privilege of defending your country and keeping your fellow countrymen safe. You now join the ranks of those who have served before you, and you too will be able to echo the words of President Kennedy, who said, I quote, "When asked what I am most proud of, I stick out my chest, I hold my head high, and I state proudly, I served in the United States Navy." I want to take just a moment to especially say thank you to the families who are here today. Families are always important. Many of the young men and women here today made the decision to join because they wanted to follow in their family's footsteps. Like Seaman Scott Perkins, who is graduating here today. Seaman Perkins is a legacy sailor. His father, Fred, who I had the honor of serving with as a Master Chief in the United States Navy. His grandfather, who served in the Navy and is a Korean War veteran. And his great-grandfather, who also served in the Navy and is a veteran of the Normandy invasion during World War II. This is an awesome example of our naval heritage through the generations. But regardless of whether your sailor came from a military family or whether they are creating that legacy by standing here today, each family is a unique and resilient group whose support and sacrifice is intimately connected to a sailor's success. Your continued love and encouragement will bolster the resolve of these young men and women as they endure the challenges ahead. I am honored to have the opportunity to be a part of this momentous event in your lives, and I commend you, each and every one of you, on your decision to volunteer to serve our country, the United States of America. The fleet is waiting for you, and I challenge you to make this Navy proud. Thank you.
Drummers, post!
Vice Admiral Benedict will now receive the salute of the graduating divisions, and he will be joined on the drill deck by our commanding officer, Captain Garrick. Please remain seated until your graduates have been placed on liberty. Flags. Post. Section leaders, fall out and retrieve outer garments. Midway Ceremonial Drill Hall will be closing at the conclusion of today's graduation. Please check the area around you to ensure you have all your possessions. For those families with strollers, please retrieve them as you exit the drill hall. Thanks again to each and every one of you for joining us on this most memorable of Navy days. And without further delay, now hear this, now hear this. Liberty call, liberty call. Fall out. May I have your attention, please? Midway Ceremonial Drill Hall will be closing in 10 minutes. Please use the north and south exits